Maybe I
All
won't. There we go. Hello, Night Watchers. Welcome to our fortnightly live. Thank you for joining us. For the people that are already on and waiting for us, we have an amazing show for you guys tonight. First, I want to say hello to my co-host and co-creator, Mr. Daniel Rickard. How are you, buddy?
Hey, brother. Yeah, going good, mate. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here on the live. Our first one back in a couple of months, so it's great. It's good to be back. So
the whole traveling bug I did, and we'll talk about that
yeah,
later.
exactly.
But Dan, who have we got on tonight?
Guys, we want to welcome and thank you very much for being on here today. We've got Shannon from Think Lab Industrial Design. He's on here tonight with us. He's the guy that has actually created the equipment that we're going to be talking about tonight. So how you going, Shannon?
Not too bad, Dan. Not too bad. Thanks for having me on, Dan and Pete.
Not a problem. Yeah, not a problem, mate.
Pleasure.
So what we want to do, first of all, we're going to actually give a big shout out to everybody that's on. So let me just go through the comments, guys, while we wait for it. So grab yourselves a coffee. It's going to be an hour of intense talking about this paranormal equipment. And we've also got the reveal. Don't forget tonight, we've got the reveal of the Grim Pod. So, yeah, it's been a big time coming. So let's just do a quick shout out to everybody. And don't forget to share this live out, guys, and hit that like button if you can. It'd be much appreciated. So we've got Raw Paranormal, Harvey Bay, Queensland. Hey, how you going?
Hey,
we've got
Stu. Are they up?
Yeah, I'm going to put them up. Sorry, here we go. There we are. There we go.
How you going, Raw Paranormal?
Then we've got how do I get this right? Seal and Rough Ghost Hunter. Hello.
That's Benny.
Hey, Benny.
Germany.
Hey, Benny. How you going, mate?
Massive collaboration with him in Germany. So how you going, Benny? Welcome to our podcast. Well, not podcast. Our live Facebook Live.
Live, yeah. Thanks for being here, mate. And we've got Julie Swallow, one of our regulars. Hey, Julie. Thanks for being here.
Julie.
And we've got here Raw Paranormal. Hello. Thanks for being here.
G'day,
Stephen Wright. Sorry if I go fast, guys. I just want to get through the shout outs and give everybody a bit of recognition. Stephen Wright, thanks for being here. Oh, that's is that your dad, Shannon?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Yep.
Stephen.
Hey, Stephen, thanks for being here, mate. Then we've got who we got here? Then we've got one of our mods, Colleen Stewart. Hey, Colleen, thanks for being in here, darling. And then we've got Kim Mann. Hey, everyone. Kim from Adelaide. Hello, Kim.
That is the wonderful Kim that works with my lovely partner, Angela.
Righto.
Out on the investigation with us the other night at the cemetery.
Yep. The St. Jude's. Yep. Awesome. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for being here. We've got Andrea, one of our other mods. Hey, Andrea. Thanks for being here, darling. Appreciate it.
I've seen Andrea's name before.
Yes. She's one of our big regulars. Then we've got, here we go. Hey, Katia. Hello, Katia. How you going? And we got,
I was just reading a name.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I hope I got that right. Katia or Katia? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Katia? Yeah, sorry, I don't know. Then we've got Stephen Webb. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
We've got Tammy, our sister from another mister. How you going? We've got, Beck Berry. Hello, Beck. Thanks for being here. She's one of our admins and PR manager. So thanks for being here, Don. We've got Lisa. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Lisa's up from up my way, actually, a little bit further north. Hey, Lisa, thanks for being here. And we got that'd be Jeff and his wife Rebecca. Thanks for being here, Crossroads. Appreciate it. And we got Samantha Hull. Hey, Samantha. Sandra. Sorry, I don't know why I said Samantha. Sandra Hull. Hey.
Sandra. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Then we got hey, Spirit Crew Australia. That's your other half, Ange. Hey, Ange.
Love partner Angela Riccardi.
I've met Ange.
We've got. Here's one, Pete. Here's one. Ready for it? Xena Warrior Princess. How you going, love? Gypsy Vibes. Gypsy's here.
It took us a couple of lives to get her name right.
Who else we got here? Let's have a look. This one. Fiery Dragon's in the house once again. Fiery Dragon. Uh,
Oh,
That's her name, Fiery
I-
Dragon.
yeah, I
like
always call
that.
her Fiery. The
Yeah,
reason being is
that's
when
how
she
Dan
first came
started.
on, I misread it and saw it as Fiery Dragon instead of Fairy,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and so every live, it's a running thing we got going.
That's what I call my partner Mel sometimes, the Fiery Dragon. She doesn't
Fiery
appreciate
Dragon.
that much.
Barbara, hello, Barbara,
Hey,
MCM.
Barbara.
Thanks for being here.
Welcome,
Lithgow,
Lithgow.
Lithgow,
Where's
yep.
that? In New South
Down
Wales.
Sydney. Yeah, Blue Mountain, near the Blue Mountains. Beautiful spot.
I'm just going through the messages to see anyone new. Okay, so anybody else that comes in, don't forget to say hello. We've got 23 on the live stream at the moment. That's great, guys. Please share it out. Please hit that like button. We much appreciate it. It all helps with the algorithms. And yeah, let's get this going. So, like I said, tonight we've got Shannon on, and he's the guy with Think Lab, Think Lab Industrial Design, and he is the guy that has actually created this equipment. So, Pete and I will give you a quick geezer. Well, I've got him here. They're behind Pete. So we've got this one. So let's just introduce each piece first, and then we'll go through and you can tell us exactly what they do and the stories behind them, brother. So This one here is the static box. Is that correct, Shannon?
Yep, that's the static box. Yep.
Static box. Okay. Then the next one. This is my favorite.
Is the box?
This is that's all. Yep. This one here is the sage. Yeah, Motion Box Ultra. Yep. And then we're going to explain them all as we go. So then we've got. What are you bringing up next? You're bringing up this one?
Bring up.
Oh, you got okay. We'll go to the pyramid. Okay.
Pyramid.
Then we've got
Yes,
Shannon.
no. Beautiful.
What's this
Yep,
one?
that's the ghost response box.
That's it. Yep. The reason I'm letting you say it is so that way you can tell them the exact name. So that's all.
And then we'll have our own pet names for them because they're.
And then we've got this.
Yep. So the reason they got these very generic names is because as I've designed them and built them, when I'm writing the code and building the CAD files, it was originally for me to use. So I'm just calling them generic things so I know what project I'm looking at. And they've sort of kept their name at the moment.
That's all right. That's all good. So then we got the motion box. So this is this one as well. So basically, we're going to be talking about those pieces of equipment.
And we got the GrimPod. And we got the
GrimPod's going to. The GrimPod will come out a bit later on, so stay on, guys, and make sure you stay on for that because that's going to be the big reveal. The GrimPod. You guys have heard us speaking about the GrimPod for many, 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 many months now, and it's actually come to life thanks to this gentleman right here. If that the way, am I going the right way?
You're going right.
He's been visiting me in my dreams. I've been spending that much time with him lately. Unbearable when you get obsessed with something, but yeah, it's been good fun.
Very much so.
So if anybody's got any questions and stuff, please shoot them through. If I don't, because I'll be the one that sees it. So if I don't get to it straight away, and it ends up going up the list, just copy it and paste it back in. And my beautiful mods that are on, our beautiful mods that are on, will actually be able to let us know if we're missing them or stuff like that. So awesome. Address it. We're also going to be sharing the website to go to, and Shannon's going to give us a rundown a bit later on about the stock levels, how all the ordering is going to go. Now, keep in mind, guys, and we'll discuss this as well, is that all this equipment is handmade. It's not on a factory line. It's not put together in advance. So every time you order one, it's getting made specifically for you and ordered to you. So it's custom built, basically, if that's how you want to put it. But it's built for you specifically. So you order it, he makes it, he builds it by hand, sends it to you. So.
My partner Mel's helping me. One of my cousins is helping on the production line, and I got a couple of young blokes as well that are keen to get involved. So it's a little team, but they're all we all know each other personally. So at least I can hold people accountable for their good or bad work.
This is exactly it.
Yeah.
But no, got some amazing products here. Like I'm just absolutely gobsmacked with what you've created for us.
Hey, Peter.
Guys, make you check him out when we drop all those links and everything that we're going to do for Shannon. Make sure you go and check it out. And so far, I've had a bit of a play around with it, and I know Dan has too. I'll be using this Saturday night. I'm going to do a little bit of a investigation of my own home. So the perfect, quiet, still area to use it, because I know my place is active as hell. But I'm going to use all of his equipment solely. No other equipment is going to be used. All this equipment behind me is going to be used in my house Saturday night, and I will be going Facebook Live. It will be posted on YouTube too, guys, so you can actually see the equipment used in an investigation. So, no, Shannon, I'm just gobsmacked with how you've created this stuff. It is amazing. Can you tell us, first question I want to ask you, mate, what are these designed? Because when we got the devices, I said to Dan, these are really unusual shapes. Can you tell us where you got the idea for these unusual shapes for this equipment?
Well, so the theme I've tried to keep going is sort of a little bit steampunk, a little bit goth, and also a bit of a cult as well. So like everything I wanted to represent, not necessarily demonic as in bad, but I wanted everything to sort of have a bit of some form of a life aspect built into it. Like I wanted it to look like some form of entity. I want it to be its own entity, each device. Because I do think that in the paranormal world, that I think that the paranormal entities are interested in these. They're just like us. They've got a personality, and they're interested in that sort of stuff. Even when it comes to the music box with the manual music and stuff like that, where it's playing the chime with the little thing that vibrates, I think all of that plays into the atmosphere, as well as certain spirits I think can physically see what surrounds them. So I've made the things in a way so they sort of have a feel like they got a life of their own to try and excite the situation.
Yeah,
I've noticed beauty. Yeah. So okay,
the shapes, they're so unusual, especially with the music box that you've created. Phenomenal.
Doesn't it look like a couple of eyes at the front? That's just, I reckon it's so cute. It actually looks like a ghosty spaceship. I love the steampunk theme, man. I love that, the steampunk theme. That's awesome. Okay, so what I want you to do, Shannon, if we can, first of all, before we get into the gear. Actually, no, we can do it at the same time. Actually, so let's start off with this one, because or else I'm going to forget, and it's part of this. Now, this one here, the static box that Pete and I are going to show you. Yeah, this guy here. So I call it the caterpillar at the moment, because you got the antennas and stuff.
The caterpillar, and then this way. Then you go this way, and it's this way, and it's the demon.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool. So with this one here, right? I want you to explain to us, if you can, to our viewers, the technology that's behind this and the whole idea of the static fields. And while you're doing that, I'm going to be putting up some comments on the screen. So this is for all of us to just see. So you just explain that for us, mate. That static box.
Definitely Aussie made. Definitely Aussie made. And
guys. Definitely. And this, especially the static box, is a totally original concept. I have not found anyone that's measuring static fields the way that I'm doing it. There is even static field meters out there that measure the static field in this way, but they're totally different. The way that they're set up, they're like scientific equipment, and there's no consumer product you can buy like a K2 or nothing like that that'll measure static the way that this thing's measuring it.
Yep.
Because I've got a super sensitive circuit, but it's very hard to monitor that circuit generally the way that most people would monitor the circuit. But I've monitored it in a different way. I've sort of done a hack and made it so that I can tap into the circuit and see what's going on without disturbing the circuit and create interference. It's been that was quite an endeavor getting that to work. But yeah.
Well, one of the examples with that. Oh, sorry, mate. I was going to say one of the examples was, guys, if anybody watched that Making Contact episode I did with about the Shannon, sorry, not Shannon, sorry, the Samantha Knight episode. I used the static box and it actually went off once. And now for that to happen, Shannon, tell them what actually would have had to have happened in the room for that to have gone off. Okay.
For somebody like further than say 2 meters away from it, if they were moving in the room, like your daughter or your son or your dog or your cat or something, they'd have to, if they're further than 2 meters away, they would have had to have been shaking a synthetic, like a nylon blanket, like one of them furry, fluffy, soft feel blankets, or like a dressing gown or something that's soft feel, like a synthetic dressing gown or something that creates high amounts of static. They would have had to have moved that fairly, and like it'll know that they've moved it if they've just moved slightly or they've sort of like got something out of their pocket. But I've tuned it in a way that it won't pick up on that. There needs to be a quick gain in the field, and it needs to be a fairly decent size field, and then it drop back down again for it to pick it up. It's got to drop back down too, so that if someone comes up to it with a big static field or comes into the room, it's not necessarily going to alert unless they come too close. Then it overwhelms the circuit, and then it has no choice but to go off then. So, yeah, I just cannot see any way that could just randomly go off. It's not going to be a computer or none of that stuff that it's near, because they're all anti-static. If there was any static in your computers, your computer wouldn't be usable any longer.
Exactly
right. It's not your computer creating it.
I've got mine on now and nothing. Like I can... Nothing.
Yeah, that's right. And you grab the antenna. If you grab grab one antenna. Is the blue light on at the moment?
Yep.
Yeah. Grab one antenna and then let it go. Grab the other antenna and let it go even. Yeah. So you can see that they're not ultra sensitive to us. But if you were to get a static field going, if you had, not that you've got much hair, Pete, but if you're a bit like me, the Hot Forehead Club, but if you were to rub a balloon in someone's hair or on something synthetic and go near it, it'll definitely go off. But yeah, so it shouldn't be going off. That's the way I've designed it. If it wasn't the way that I designed it, like it's so sensitive. If I didn't have it tuned right, it would be going off.
Watch.
Yeah. That's because you're creating a static field, but
gotta get it. No. Yeah, see, I created that and it went off. I don't know if you guys heard the buzz.
No, Shannon was talking.
Hang on.
No, I could hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it too. Right in front of me. Hang on.
What's going to happen now, Pete, is you're not going to be able to trick it. It's learnt now that particular static field. No, it's learnt that particular static field, and it's looking for changes. You need to, every time you charge up now, you're charging up to say 2 watts or 2 volts, and then it's seeing the 2 volts again, and it's going, disregarding it.
That's what it did. Like I did the carpet, put close, and it went off, and I'm like, oh, cool, static.
That's because the first time it's seen it, but it won't do it now because it's looking for big frequency changes, because it's like anything static fields are. They sort of radiate like a radio wave or anything else. They sort of radiate static fields. So I've got it in a way so that if a static field does get introduced, it's super consistent, which I don't think that paranormal entities or spiritual entities are. I think they come in and out. They sort of pulsate like a jellyfish. Okay. I think that's what I've experienced, and that's what it's looking for. And I've got everything else filtered out just because I know that all them other things are going to give it false alarms. I'm all about making sure that this stuff works, and it's not.
Exactly.
It can't be dodged.
I proved it with getting a bit of static electricity in my hand. Went close. It read it. Tried it again, and it's not reading it.
Because it learnt it. It's like you said, it learnt it. Yeah.
If you switch it off and back on again, it might. Or if you leave it for about next 15, 20 minutes, it might. If it doesn't get disturbed again, it will forget about it after the next 15 or 20 minutes. Okay. But if it keeps getting disturbed, then it'll stay the way that it is now. It won't pick that back up again.
Yeah, wow. Picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's actually that there. You just saw it firsthand, guys. So it went off when he did it. I didn't hear it because I'm deaf for starters, but these both guys that heard it, it went off, and then Pete done it again, and it learnt the fact that no, that's not the change I'm looking for, and it didn't do it again. So with the now with the coding and things behind it. So with all the equipment, right, guys, when he's actually make this inside the actual device, right? These devices now, they've actually got coding and they've got algorithms running in the back end, right? In the actual device. Yep. Tell us a little bit about the actual coding side of things, not the actual coding itself, but what is the stuff that goes in? So for instance, this, okay, the pyramid. So with this pyramid, when we turn it on, I flick it on, right? What is it doing from that point on? What's it doing?
So the pyramid, when it first turns on, it's going through a boot cycle. So first of all, it's giving you enough time to get away from it. So when you first turn it on, there's a dwell period that gives you enough time to get away from it. There's 3 separate microcontrollers in there. We've got one, like you see the 2 sensors on the side. Each one of them have got their own little computer chip and microcontroller. They've got a whole circuit, but they've got their own little brain, each one of them. And there's a main control board in there as well that's got its own brain. So it first initiates, the main control board does, and then they start initiating the 2 sensors as well, but it won't let the 2 sensors start initiating until you've got about a 3 or 4 second dwell period so that you can get back away from the device or put it somewhere good, because straight away it starts calibrating. So before you even see any lights going off or anything like that, if there is any movement in the room, like through reflections and other things like that, it's only so good a filtering that you can do. So obviously some reflections are still going to come through and throw false positives. I can't completely eliminate them, but I've written it in a way so that it notices, it's getting an alert, the microcontroller is, if there is some reflection, and then it looks for that exact same alert again. If the timing and the alert strength is the same amount, it starts trying to cancel that out, which it does do to a degree. The Motion Box has probably had more time and effort because I've only got one sensor, not 2. I've been able to dial that in harder. The Motion Box's algorithm for filtering, we'll just call it filtering because that's really what's going on. Is there's software filtering that's happening. And so once that process is gone, then it's pretty well waiting for a response. Then that guy at first initiates a Bluetooth object. Like no one's got the app yet, but there will be an app shortly, and it initiates a Bluetooth object. And if you turn that on and go into pair Bluetooth, you'll see it turn up in your Bluetooth list right now, and you can connect to it, but you just don't have an app to run it yet.
See, the funny thing is, I'm not moving at all. And it sits on white, and then it goes to green.
That sensor can see,
You've got to be sitting right in front of because I can't see it. You're sitting right in front of the seal, the actual seal here, both sides. You've got to be in the middle. Now there's with the actual lens, the lens. What do you call it, Shannon? The lens.
They're a lens.
Span.
That's what they are. Yep.
The span of it. What do you call it? The field.
The field of view. Yep.
The field of view,
You're in its field of view right now, but Pete.
Thanks.
Oh, no, you're not. The green shouldn't be going off then if it's pointing out the back there.
Yeah, it's pointing out the back. See, this is the red.
Ah.
Okay.
Right.
So you're sitting.
I'm nowhere near the green.
Yeah. Is there anything over behind you there?
No, I'm in my bedroom with my door closed. I'm here by myself.
Does it go back to reset, or does it stay on white? Stay on green.
It's white now.
It's reset, but it goes twice, and you saw it. It went twice green behind me, and I'm nowhere near that center. I'm closer to this one.
What is it now? You're this big on my screen. I can't see it. What is it?
It's white right now.
Oh, it's on white. Yeah, right. Okay. Base reading.
Did you see that? And that's not me, 'cause it's red.
Yeah, all right. That's got me stuffed. But this is the thing, even with Dan having so much action with it. You guys have got a lot going. You've got a lot of attachments from so much investigating. I think you've got stuff going on that is unexplainable.
Look.
Yeah.
Yep, green.
Very weird.
I'll give you guys an example, right? Now, with this pyramid, guys, right, with the yes/no device, right, the pyramid. I was doing my Making Contacts live stream. I tried it out. I tried that out with the static box, right? I asked the same question. Shannon's seen this. I asked the same question 3 times and got the same answer. I'd say, can you reset? Bang, back to white. Can you now ask the same question again? Bang, same answer. Can you go back to white?
And it was doing
Bang,
it at the graveyard too. At the cemetery, it was doing the exact same thing.
Yep. And the thing is, though, but at the cemetery, I didn't play with it as much as I did on the live, and it was just bang, right on the money each time. It's like, wow.
Great. It has that much activity. I almost want you to send it back so I can check it.
Yeah, that's it. You'll start. What?
Room is haunted.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, that's what you said to me. You said, mate, the amount of activity that it was pushing out, like, because you know how it works. Yeah. You've tested this equipment, but you've never actually taken it out on the field yourself, and hence why you got in touch with us is to, and I want to sort of say thank you for that too, guys. Just say, Shannon done a search through all of the Australian paranormal investigators that he's seen. And we feel grateful and honoured enough that he chose Nightwatchers Paranormal Australia to be the ones to test out in the field this equipment. So he sent it to Pete and I, the same devices, the same 4 devices, and we've been trying them out. And so far, I can't fault them, mate. And I think they're absolutely brilliant. Yeah,
I watched you and took the gamble and thought I'm going to choose the most authentic seeming guys. Like, you just can't really tell who people are and what their real intentions are. But I looked at all the Australian guys, and I wanted someone that had a bit of a base of people, because I want other people to try the devices too. We'll talk about that later with the app. But I also wanted authentic people. I don't want to be at all intermingled with people that are doing fake stuff, because the only reason I built these devices to begin with was for scientific confirmation for myself, my own gratification. So, I don't want to have these things misused. And if they are misused by people, that's too bad. I can't control that, but I don't want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I feel honoured that you actually trusted us enough to know that we are legit and honest, and we do everything respectfully, and we do it all with pride. And we're going to actually run this gear through its paces to actually see what it can do, and to make sure that it is actually giving us intelligent responses. And so far, what I've actually seen, both thumbs up from me, mate.
It's a bit like that for me. It's
Angie's comment. You're going to be stealing the devices from me.
Yeah.
There it goes again, guys. Green.
Yep, green.
Anywhere near the green. Look.
Is there a tiled wall in the background there or anything like that? No, it's bizarre. It's very weird. Something's going on there. It's picking some form of heat signature up in the corner of your room.
Yeah, awesome.
A moving heat signature too.
A moving heat signature. That's the difference. Is it's a moving heat signature for it to pick up on. So yeah.
And I'm in the same angle as I'm in the middle, but the red would pick me up more than the green. Green's behind me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Look.
Hey, Pocket Watch. Thanks for being here.
I thought it was the green sensor facing you. That's why I'm like, it's definitely you setting it off, Pete. It's not it's facing the other way.
Yeah. I'm nowhere. I can't even see the green sensor from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I'll go back to what you said, Dan. I have used my gear heaps. Like, I've used it lots and lots and lots, but I don't film it. And if I'm building and developing new things, it takes so much time that I really need the stuff used a lot so that I can get feedback. But if I don't use it a lot, I can't. If I'm using it, I can't be working on it. And
exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't realise that you actually used it out in the field. I know you've tested it out at home, but I didn't know you'd actually used it out in the field, which is brilliant. At least you've done that and you've seen that it does. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, not in the shells that they're in though. I've made these things more attractive. I've had them rigged up in all sorts of bodgy contraptions but they're the same. It's the same heart of the same beast. It's just now got a face to it.
Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah.
Your equipment's going to be used vigorously.
Yeah.
Vigorously. I know for Dan and I, with Night Watches Paranormal Australia, we love testing out new equipment, and this is fantastic. And I can guarantee you, our teams from like we've got a team here in Adelaide, Night Watches Paranormal Adelaide. They'll use the equipment too, as well as as well as my partner Ange Accardi from Spirit Crew Australia. She'll use it as well and take it with her team. So your equipment is going to get a broad-based paranormal experience with a lot of investigators that both Dan and I are interacting with.
Yeah,
cool.
Exactly right. So let's move on. So we've explained the static box and the static fields that it picks up and all the rest of it. Okay, so we've just explained the response box, right? The
Look,
pyramid.
green again. Sorry,
Green
guys,
again. Yeah.
I'm freaking
So
out.
there must be. For that to happen, mate, it has to be something moving, a heat signature that's moving, not just something that's there.
Four times.
Yeah. And you're not in front of that laser. You're not in front of that lens, so it can't be you.
Yeah, I'm here. See? Yeah. I'm behind. I'm pretty much where the camera is. This is behind me. See? It's behind me.
Yeah. Hey, Pocket Watch. We will have a link very shortly. We'll get our moderators to put a link up. Actually, we can, if you want us to, we can share the link now if you want. But we'll talk more about the actual side of things of ordering and stuff like that, because actually, I'll let Shannon explain all of that side.
Yeah, let's do that now. Let's get it out of the way and get everything.
Okay, before we do the other two devices, we'll talk about it now. So Shannon, if you can you tell us about one, the procedures? So someone goes to your website, they're going to order one of these devices or a couple of these devices. Can you tell our viewers, because remember, it's not just the people watching now, it's the people that watch later as well. How long, basically, like I said to you guys, this is all made to order. So this isn't some big factory. This is just Shannon, his partner, and a couple of others that are helping him put these together. How long are people going to need to expect to wait for production and shipping, roughly?
How's the process?
So this week, what I'm doing right now is you'll see in the carts, I've got a stock quantity of 5 of each device. And the way that it works is I'm doing a promotional sale with the 5 of each device, which I've got on hand. There's still bits and pieces. Some have got to be packaged. Some have got to be finished being assembled. They're at different states of like parts of the process at the moment. So that's 20 devices I'm going to have on hand to ship out before the end of the week or early next week, depends on where I end up with it. Then after that initial stock quantity is gone. So no matter what, there's going to be a 10% discount. If people are using watches, lowercase w watches 10%, they're going to get a 10% discount no matter what promotion's on at the time. So they're going to get their 10% discount. But at the moment, the first 5 devices of each, you'll see I've got to mark down fairly high from what their normal price is going to be. And then after them 5 devices are gone, the cart will be out, and I'll quickly update it back to whatever stock quantity, and then they're going to be at a regular price from then on. Because I just wanted to throw a few out there cheap, just to sort of reward the community, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted the community to get something. Like, it cost me a fair bit of time and money to make these things, but I want to show my appreciation by giving out 20 devices that are like a 35%, 40%, and then your 10% on top of it discount. So, or something along them, somewhere along them lines anyway, to reward the community. And I'm sort of looking right now for the Night Watches. I said to Dan last night that I'll be refunding anyone that doesn't use the coupon code in these 5 promotional, but I can't really do that. But if I see someone there that buys it doesn't use the Night Watches tag, I'll probably add an extra stock, because I want at least 20 people or 20 purchases from the Night Watches team to be able to buy it. As sort of, because your community's what makes you who you are. I never would have found you if it weren't for your community. You know what I mean? So
awesome, brother. Awesome. Yeah. Can you do me a favor? Can you just tell us, mods, if you can listen closely, mods, what is the coupon code again? So the mods can type it in and people can then copy that. What is the coupon code?
So it's watches with a lowercase w, CHERS 10 and then a % sign. So 10 and a % sign.
So watches 10%. Beautiful.
Yep.
If you guys can put that up in the chat there, guys, and we'll check that to make sure it's right, and then we'll say, yep, that's the one. And that's your percentage. Yep. That's your code, guys. You put that in, you'll get it cheaper, and you'll be able to order this or actually order it. So at this moment, like Shannon said, the first lot of stock has to be used with our coupon code, and it's his way. He wants it for this to be done, so we're just going with it. So awesome. We appreciate that, mate. Right. So I'm just going to check.
One thing I will say, guys. Sorry, one thing I will say, guys. Jump on this equipment as fast as you can, guys, because it is amazing. As you can see, it's already being activated in my room, and I know my place is haunted. This equipment is phenomenal, guys. So I would jump on it as quickly as you can. Get yourself one of these and enjoy what it does. It's amazing.
There we go. Is this it? This is the one, Shannon. Watches 10%. That's the coupon.
Yep, that's the one. Exactly.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Andrea and Colleen and Beck. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks, so, guys, if you copy that and then put it into the coupon area on the actual website, you'll get your discount on there. Sorry, mate. What were you going to say?
I was going to say too, if they're going to https:// it's thinklabdesign.com.au/store shop SHOP, because if they go onto my website, they'll have to look for the shop, and it's actually an industrial design website. It's not a brand store or nothing like that. You're buying it directly from. At the moment, I was talking to Dan. I want to get together with Dan and Pete and build a proper merchandise store. But at the moment, it's sort of through my product design website. So
guys, just to give you the rundown with ThinkLab Industrial Design, what it does is Shannon actually is people can contract to him to use his services to build 3D print and build all this technical stuff. Not these paranormal things, but just other things in general. So so his actual business is called ThinkLab Industrial Design, but what he's actually going to do, with Pete and I are going to talk to him more in depth about it, but he's looking at actually creating a store that is solely for all of the paranormal equipment, but it's also under the Night Watchers branding. So under the banner. So it might be something. It might be something called the Grim Shop or something like that. But it'll be all the paranormal gear with the brand, with Grim on it and branding of Night Watchers. So Pete and I are actually going to be the face of this paranormal equipment that is designed and created by ThinkLab Industrial Design, which is Shannon.
Amazing.
Shannon.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Maybe we can chat later on. Maybe we can put something up in our merch store that can send put a link up in our merch store that can send them straight to.
You can put them for sale in your merch store if you want. I don't care.
Maybe
I'll just mail them out.
No, we can't because our merch store is actually a third party. We go through Spring. They used to be called Teespring. So they actually print our merchandise made to order, same sort of deal. So
I thought it was Teespring.
For interrupting, is that maybe we can put a link up in our descriptions when we do videos.
That's what I was actually going to say. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description. So in every video, in the default, because in the actual videos, you've got a default section where I can change it. And then every time we upload a video, it automatically just goes in there. I'm going to actually put a section in there saying, for, Pete and Dan from Night Watchers use the static box to this, to this, to this, to this. And I'll have a link to each one. And people go straight to your store, whether it be the Grim Shop or your one temporarily, whatever. But they'll go to the store and they'll be able to purchase it from there. And it'll actually say on there, use this code to receive, X% off. That's how we'll do it. And also, I was saying to Shannon too, is what I'm going to do is, because we're now sort of in conjunction and we're working in together, and we're going to be growing together, is that I said that what we can do, and I've got to talk to you guys more in depth over a private meeting, is that I was thinking about embedding into the video, so it's actually part of the video, and add in there that actually, you know, it's a 10, 15-second ad or something that's in there in the smack bang in the middle of the video. The same way we advertise our you know, what do you call it? Our members thing. You know?
Yeah, your merch. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, Verena, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh, she goes a super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Do you want to pause this for a second? Now we've got that side sorted out. Do you want to give a couple of shout outs? Because people are.
Yes, I'm going to do that. Yes, guys. Sorry about that if I haven't been getting to yours. So, firstly, Verena, is it? Verena Yes Crew? Thank you very much for the $5, and thank you very much for being here. We appreciate it. Sorry, mate. I've got to remember that with live streams, I've got to stop talking so your voice can come through. Sorry, mate. So I'm just going through. I'm going back up here. We've got a lot of the same names in here because whoever's on might not be commenting. So let us know who's on. If you are in here, please say hello in the chat so I can give you a shout out. Appreciate it.
I actually want to talk about the next piece of equipment because this thing is amazing. I love it. I think this is one of my favorites already, Shannon. I think
the response box.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
I get the least action on that, so it's my least favorite device.
Wow. Oh!
Green again.
So
that's not me.
I feel like there should be a mirror in the corner of the room or something like that. It's not.
That's how it's acting. Is like there would be a mirror there, but there's no mirror. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And it's 90 degrees, isn't it? Like it's not a big.
You're definitely nowhere near in the rear field. That's for sure.
Yeah, no,
you're about 270 degrees out.
Yeah, the field of views. What did you say it was? 110,
115. I sort of try to limit the field of view by how much of the sensor I let come out of the device. But yeah, it's about 110, 115. I've never really measured it exactly. There's not any true way to measure it, but it's around that 110, 115 on either side of the device.
Yeah.
So you got about
used so much on the weekend. All right, Dan, which piece of equipment do you want to talk about next? I've got to switch this off, but I don't want
to. Also, before we do get into the next piece of equipment, at the moment, guys, the equipment is run by a 9-volt battery in the back. But Shannon, what were you thinking of developing into it? Were you thinking of going into it like a,
LiPo?
What do you think?
Yes, that. It's going to come with, so there's going to be a plug inside there. You guys haven't got them on yours just because they're early stages, but I'll send you the updates. There's going to be where your battery plugs into the lead. There's going to be a plug on the other end of that lead, and then they're going to be able to unplug that later on. I just haven't had the chance yet to finish developing the LiPo packs, the lithium-ion USB Type-C rechargeable packs. But as the time goes on, I'll develop them. I'll put them on the store, and you're going to remove your battery door, unplug your battery lead that you've got now, plug in the lead off the lithium pack that comes, put that back in the hole where the battery door, it'll look like a battery door on the bottom side with a USB hole in it. Put that back in, do your screw back up, and then you'll just be able to plug it in and charge it from then on. And
there you go, guys.
Yeah.
There you go. They're
a little bit hungry, these things.
Not only has let's think of it this way, right? And anybody else out there, they would just go, right, well, let's just milk this. So what they'll do is they'll just bring out the version 2 with that on it. You're actually giving people the option to turn their old device with an upgrade of making it chargeable. So that's absolutely brilliant, being able to do that. Yeah.
And then anyone that can show a receipt of already having bought a device. Like if they send me an email saying they bought a device, I'll do it to them for cost price, roughly what it costs me to produce it.
Yeah.
So if they didn't have it, like if they bought it before you had the option to have it in there or not have it, if they bought it before then I'll give them the option of getting it for the same price and I'll mail it out for free. And just to make sure that they get the same deal as the people that buy it later on once that's available.
Wow. Yeah. There you go, guys. Keep in mind, this stuff is Australian made, right? Australian designed, the whole lot. Now, nothing saying anything's wrong with ordering it from overseas, but as you know, things getting from overseas it can be very expensive, and also too the shipping from, say, for instance, the States to here, it goes through a lot of hands and it gets a lot of bumping around. So the good thing about it, we've got someone here in Australia that can actually develop and build this equipment. And down the track too, don't forget too, is down the track we might even put a feedback form out there or something where if anybody's got any ideas of a piece of equipment that would work well, that could be something that us three actually work in together and design and see if it can be come to life. Just like the GrimPod, I threw the idea straight at Shannon. Boom! I just saw him come to life.
Awesome. Yeah, a good thing was already part way through a Thermoman, but I didn't have a good face for it. And I didn't like the idea of Grim right to begin with. I was like, oh, a skull on top of a throne. Oh, that's a bit weird. But once once I actually took note and seen how it was all coming together, I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah,
I love this thing.
Yeah, I remember you saying to me that you've got that many Grims lying around, whether he's on paper, on the screen, on the actual thing that you've actually printed out. He's everywhere he looks, he's just seeing Grim. I said to him last night, as he started to appear in your dreams yet, he said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
I talked to him. He's now like a present part of my life. It's like my kid or something.
A bit like Wilson of Castaway.
Yeah, many hours of insane ranting and raving at Grim.
Oh dear me. Sorry guys, I'll get to these. I'm going to get these things up. I just had to find the people that donated, which is great. Thank you very much, Beck. Thank you very much for that, and for Spirit Crew. I'd say that was Ange. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
By my stepdaughter / Ange's daughter.
What was that?
Georgia came in and set off.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to go. So let's just go before we get into the next couple. The area that I've got to look at the comments now is this big because it's keeping up the for a couple of minutes. It keeps up the donation badge, so it's made my area to look this big to look at the comments in. So I've just got to let's have a look here. See, okay, so that's all cool. We're up to date. Let's go on to. The motion, what is this one? The motion box.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to point it off in this direction.
So, okay, Shannon, just explain this one to us. I'll hold it up because Pete's demoing it. I'll actually hold it up, and I'm going to flick him on. Obviously, not going to go off any of the results because I'm moving it around and it won't be able to calibrate. But I'm just going to flick it on. Beep. Here she goes. So it's going to do its thing, and then the lights will come on. Hang on.
Are they coming on?
Yeah.
I can't see the LEDs.
Oh, here we go.
Stream.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That's coming on.
Yeah, so when the blue light's on, there's no motion detected. And, yeah, when the other LED comes on, it means that there's something's been detected. And then you've got your other LED below the switch, which will come on if you've got low power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still calibrating. That's why it didn't do anything because it's still calibrating. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying, I've tried to code them as best I can so that we can't I'm trying to build them in a way that we can't set them off easily ourselves, or they're at least not sensitive to us. So yeah, the way that it's looking at the signal, I'm trying to bounce the signal, and yeah. So
hey, Cindy, thanks for being here.
So I'm just calibrating.
Cindy, if you go into the chat, Cindy, go up and you'll see the link to the store there to be able to have a look at the equipment. Have you got a description on the store about the gear, Shannon, or is it? Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
so on the equipment, guys,
a proper description.
So this is going. I just wanted to show you guys the lights, and they're blue and yellow, and then there's also the red one down the bottom. What was the red one do?
Well, it'll come on when there's low power, especially with the PIR. The two guys that are using the passive infrared sensors and the ultrasonic in the MotionBox Ultra, they have this thing called a reference voltage, and if the voltage gets too low with the Arduino, with the control board, if the voltage gets too low, it starts fluctuating too much, and you'll get false readings if your battery's too low. So that's why I've got it notifying you. One, so that you can be prepared and get another battery ready or whatever.
Yeah.
But two, if you start getting lots of erratic behaviour and you've got a red light on, you know that you might as well turn the device off and put it away.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust the results.
And that's one thing that I want to get into about something that is part of this that I don't think anybody else has actually done. And we're going to explain more about it soon. But guys, all this equipment, is it going to be every piece connects to the app, or is it just certain ones?
Well, they all do, and the GrimPod does. But the static box, I still haven't got it to a point yet where I've shielded it well enough to be able to have a Bluetooth connection and not affect the sensor. So I'm still working on that at the moment. And I don't know the static box. I really want that to be a part of the mesh, because I'm going to build a mesh network. Any nerds out there will know what I'm talking about. But with the devices. Yeah. But I'm definitely it's gonna happen eventually, one way or another. But whereabouts that is down the track, well, we'll just find out when we get there. But the rest of it, they'll all be on the app. Yeah.
So guys,
and I want to devote a bit of time either this live stream or the next live stream with people to explain the app a little bit and what my intentions are with the app.
That's what we're going to do. When guys, you're going to see Shannon on a lot more, because as we develop something, or as we're working on something, we're going to get him in to discuss it and talk about it. But also at the same time, if Pete and I are in the field and we start having some really cool things happening with this equipment, Shannon will let us know, hey, I want to talk to you guys about that because of this, and this. We'll get him on a live stream, and and he can explain to us and to our viewers, you guys, what was going on with the equipment. Why did it do that? Why did it not do this, or whatever? So I'm just going through the comments. So with the app, we might as well talk about it now. With the app itself, the actual devices that do connect to it, what is the app going to display? What is it going to do?
So it's going to display whether the device is running or not. If it's running, it'll say motion box, we just used for an example, is running. And then, or we'll use the response box because there's a little bit more going on there. So motion box will just say it has detected something, or so it will say motion detected or motion not detected in the app. The response box will say waiting for an answer, or it'll come up with you have been answered yes, or you have been answered no. You're also going to see a feed out of the battery voltage. I want people to be able to see the battery voltage, because I have noticed in a lot of my experimentation that when things start happening, there's fluctuations in voltage on anything that's electrical. If you monitor the voltage, you're seeing fluctuations even before, it's so quickly happening with the devices with you guys, but in a general circumstance when nothing's happening, you start seeing voltage irregularities before you start seeing action on the devices. So I think the voltage is good, and I want to build user data off that as well. Yeah. So I want to have feedback to a main server. They can either have their user data on anonymous, or they can even have their user data on. And if they're getting lots of action, I want to know who they are and what they're doing, because I want to get all the feedback from the devices. So because I'll get a spreadsheet. It'll say the device was turned on at such and such a time. And then it'll have like a spreadsheet that'll show me all the voltages, and as the time went on, it went for an hour and 20 minutes. And then I'll see the voltages in the spreadsheet. I'll see the responses in the spreadsheet, and I want to start building it in a way that the app in the phone sort of keeps a location idea of where everything is in a certain space, not your physical location, like where you are on the planet. That'll be that won't be getting fed back, but the actual, we'll call it the investigation site. I want to build a mesh, depending on where the products are in the site. I want them to sort of know where each other are through the app, and then I can work out a mesh of your environment. Then I can start to see, when I see the action that's coming through from your experiment, I can start building a mental image of, a software image a data image of where the entity was, how many entities there were, how their reactions were, what they affected more and what they affected less, like might be passive infrared, ultrasonic and voltages we're looking at. We might see a lot of action in the voltage area and less in the heat area and less in the physical ultrasonic area. That's like physical things. And so then I know I need to start focusing more on voltage or whatever the feedback ends up being, because I want to try and work out what the physical design of these entities are. I want to know what they consist of.
One of our viewers just asked, "Is the Grim Pod on the store yet? When is that?
Not yet.
Not
That'll
yet.
be about another week or so.
Yeah. So we will, when he's ready to go, guys. Just so you know, when the Grim Pod is ready to go, we'll actually be putting up promotional stuff on the Facebook group, the Facebook page, our YouTube channel. Don't forget, for anybody watching, we also put posts up on our YouTube channel in the community tab. So if you are a paying member, you'll be able to see your members only posts in there, where you can actually click on the link to download certain things like designs, behind the scenes videos. And by the way, we're going to be doing a lot more behind the scene videos from Pete and I personally, like not so much our personal lives, but like a bit of us behind the scenes as people, you know. So we're going to do it might be a couple of minutes here or a 30-second clip there, but we're going to start communicating and talking to you guys more and giving you some more behind-the-scenes stuff. So we've been very busy in the background doing a lot of stuff. As you will notice too, we haven't got our teams anymore. We went from all of our teams down to one. We've only got the one team now, which is Adelaide. Pete and I don't really need to do anything for Queensland and South Australia, because anything we film now becomes a crossover series through our channel. But we still can release stuff on our two separate playlists, but we've only got the Adelaide team. So in case anybody asks or is wondering, hey, where's where's these teams gone? They've all been folded. Everything's cool. No dramas. It's just that all they've been folded because we wanted to concentrate more on Night Watchers itself, you know. So there was a lot of things behind the scenes that we just had to don't need that to release the weight off our shoulders. So anyway, that's why I just wanted to let you know that.
Yeah, mind you, Chris is still going strong with Night Watchers Paranormal Adelaide. She loves doing what she's
brilliant.
She's a monster, that woman. She just goes and goes and goes. It's incredible what she does for Night Watchers. Let's move to equipment before we run out of time, guys. So
thank you very much. Just then I seen Tammy ask if I can do a laser grid.
Sorry, Tammy.
Yeah, I am working on a laser grid, and I'm working on an SLS as well at the moment, like in the background. So awesome. There's lots of things that are going on. Yeah, you'll see soon. As I've been sort of in the transition, trying to get to a point where I'm actually involving other people, and I'm trying to manufacture things and design it from a consumer standpoint. It's sort of overwhelmed me a little bit, but I got a lot of projects that I've been working on, which are working in my in a project box or rigged up on some bodgy rig, but they're not built into a device that's even presentable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's all good.
There's lots of ideas that are happening, but just none that are super presentable, other than the few things that we've got. Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Pocket Watch. What's happened is Pete's relocated to South Australia, and I'm still in Queensland. So Night Watchers is still Pete and myself, but we film in two separate states, and we then put our video together. He sends me his footage, and I edit it together as a crossover series. So you get two locations in the one episode with both of us in it. So
getting the best of all. Good like that.
Yeah, exactly. So we will also be investigating together with while we're on the subject, for those that don't know, I will be dropping 3 episodes that are with Pete and myself in the same video that we filmed about 2 years ago. And these videos were done for another project which we no longer need to put them in the vault anymore. So I'm taking them out of the vault, and I'm giving them to you guys for Christmas. 3 episodes, and they are some real kick-ass episodes, man. They are really, really good. So make sure you check them out. I'll have them dropped to you over the next, not exactly on the Christmas holidays, but I'll drop them over the next few weeks. I'll do one, then the next week I'll drop the other, but they'll be titled bonus video at the start, or something like that. So they're not actually episodes for our seasons; they're a bonus video. But yeah,
cool.
Yep. So just thought I'd let you guys know about that for the ones that didn't know.
I'm still working through the playlist.
You're working backwards, yeah.
Yeah. You're getting younger and younger. You're getting more and more hair.
Yeah. Work backwards, everybody. Work backwards.
Unfortunately, places, mate.
Yeah, same here. I got it in my nostrils and my ears more than my
yeah. That's it. Being an older man. That's it. Right. Getting older.
Before we release the Grim Pod.
Yep.
Hello, Georgia.
Georgia. I just had that right here. Hi, this is Georgia. What? Sorry, I can't see it. Sorry if I'm loud. That's okay, Georgia. You're all right, darling. Not a problem at all. You're all good. I'm just having a look through the comments here, guys. Don't forget to say, they're all saying hello, Georgia.
Everyone's saying hello, Georgia.
Hey, Paul Cowie, thanks for being here, mate. Hey, good evening, everyone. I finally made, sorry for the late inclusion. That's all good. We've got 2 more devices that we're still going to discuss, which we're going to do right now. I'm just going to go, I'm just putting these up. That is awesome. I'm in Adelaide and have investigated the bit here. I enjoyed your Adelaide series. Thank you very much, Pocket Watch. Appreciate it.
An email and we might do a collab.
Yeah.
And the email address is nightwatchersparanormal@gmail.com.
Oh, people are loving your personality and your sense of humour, mate. That's great.
That's perfect.
We've gotten to know Shannon very well. We've gotten to know him very well over the last few weeks, which is great. And he's part of the family now, part of the Night Watchers family. So we're going to be working in together and growing together. So it's great. What did you say, Pete?
What's this, Shannon? Explain this beautiful piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So it's the Motion Box Ultra, and I called it that because it's got an ultrasonic sensor. That's what it's using. It's sending out an ultrasonic beam, and that bounces off things similar to sonar, and then they bounce. So one little tiny hole is bouncing an ultrasonic signal back out. It's a speaker, and the other one's like similar to a microphone, and it's getting the ultrasonic signal back. So it's measuring distance over a certain surface area, and then if that distance changes in any way, shape, or form, it'll alert you. That's when the motor will play the music. It's got third release is the music box that it turns, like a little manual cranked music box. And I believe that the way that them chimes work on that music box, from all of my 1 experience and 2 research, the vibrations it's made by analog music tends to affect the etheric atmosphere. So yeah, I think that there's a place for the music box. And then ultrasonic, the reason that I use that is it's a very sensitive circuit. I felt there's a lot of high frequency things going on in the circuit, so they're not necessarily breaking the beam if they make an alert. Something electrical can also influence on all these devices. Electrical influences can also set the device off. So that green sensor that's going off, there's not necessarily something in the corner of the room that's setting that green sensor off, that's alerting the sensor. There could also be something somewhere else in the room that's on a particular frequency that's affecting one of the chips on the computer that's inside there, and that's also can be throwing the signal. They don't need to physically be turning it's the same with the Ovulus and the Necrophonic app and stuff like that. There's the high potentiality that they're able to affect circuitry on an electrical level far more than we understand. So I've took all that into account. With my way my voltage monitoring circuit is inside there and other circuits that I've got, there's lots of things that you could manipulate there with a particular electric fields. So, and I believe that they're an electrical entity, or they're definitely at some stage of their process, they're in the electrical realm. Definitely. And what sort of electricity it is, I don't know. What frequency and stuff like that, or what the sourcing of it is, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to work out. But yeah, so that's the ultrasonic sensor in that thing, Pete.
Yeah, it's amazing. Look how sensitive.
Yeah.
That's a good question. What about that question there, Shannon?
So, no, not really. No more than they could your phone or any other circuit. So CB is 27 megahertz. I'm a ham radio guy, so I've got a fair understanding of radio frequencies. And CB is 27 megahertz. And no, not really, not particularly. Like none of these devices are working on that particular frequency. So they're not really going to affect these devices. No, not no more than it would your phone or anything else. It might, to some degree, create a little bit of extra heat in the circuit if you've got a transmitter close by, transmitting on 27 megahertz. But you shouldn't notice anything. I might be able to notice it through fine voltage fluctuations and things like that. But you won't notice it just with the simple feedback that the devices are giving. Yeah. As the app evolves more, though, I will definitely put in notations that there could be a radio frequency being picked up right now. Like there'll be notifications that'll come up.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Yes, I get you. So the app will actually say to you, it could be detecting something else, radio. Radio. Yeah. That's great
radio
because
frequency or solar interference. I can I know how to see the difference in them. So when
how good is that
programming?
How good is that though, guys? For the people watching now, is for starters. This is all first news to me and Pete as well. Pete and I is that the actual developer himself is saying that he's actually going to release on the app that when these devices connect to the app in your hand, you'll be able to see. It's going to tell you, hey. Disregard this. It seems like you are it seems like there is a CB interference detected or a solar interference detected. No device on the planet that I know of tells you, "Hey man, this might not be paranormal, so just be careful. Check it out."
I also want it because it could be paranormal, but I want it to say that, and then I want to also have a box there that for any of them things you got. So I'm going to have it so you can turn hints on or off. And if you've got hints turned off, it won't come up with nothing because I don't want to be leading people on to interpret things the way that I'm interpreting them. But if they turn hints on, then it'll come up with that alert. We'll just say, for example, and then I'll say, do you recognize it'll be something in this circumstance. It'll be something like, do you know of any radio transmitters nearby? If you go yes, we'll just disregard it. And it'll go a note in the statistics will go, no, yes. That's explained. There's someone's got a UHF radio in their car outside, and it's running right now. Or they might, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? They might be close to a 5G tower. There'll be options of what's going on, what could be the possible cause. Because I do believe that there is radio interference in the paranormal realm as well. I've seen it. I've seen very bizarre things. Like I live in the middle of nowhere when it comes to radio frequencies. The only thing I'm getting here is VHF and UHF for television. And so I know what to look for if I'm thinking that it's a VHF or UHF frequency disturbance. And the same with the 27, with the 2.6 or whatever it is that the mobile tower is running on. I sort of know what I'm looking at there. So any weird radio frequencies that I can see that are somewhat more powerful than they should be, I take note of that personally because I know that they shouldn't be there. Like I know in the 50k radius around me, I'm the only guy with ham radio here, so there shouldn't be no one else in the area that's got a strong transmitter like I do. So they're things that I'm looking at, but in the background. But it's getting pretty technical there. So, but that's all user data that I want to have sent back to me. I'll give them the option that they can be anonymous or they can just turn user data off. But it really helps us if we're getting user data. But we're not giving it to no one. I ain't Google. We're not Google. We're not Bunnings. We're not no one big and evil. So all we're doing is this is a research project on my standpoint. A lot of the money that gets generated from this stuff will be fed back into research anyway. That's why I want to do what I'm doing. And so the user data would be super handy for me to start building a statistic database. And if there's a lot of user data, I'll even outsource the data anonymously to other people to go through the user data and sort of,
Not Optus.
No, we're not evil Optus. No.
Drop it out on us. Hey, thanks for being here, Katie. I appreciate it. She's got to head off, but not a problem at all. Had a great time catching up and seeing the new gear. Take care, all. Thanks, Katie.
Okay.
I appreciate being here. Guys, we got now. Have we spoken about all the pieces of equipment, or is that it?
We have.
Yeah, we have.
We've hit them
Is
all.
there anything else? Is there anything else that we need to know about this? Have we spoken about this? All of
it? It's the same principle. It's got low voltage. In my description on the web, it explains how it works, and there's going to be instructions anyway. When you get the device, there'll be a link or a QR code, and they'll have a more detailed description, like I've sent to you guys.
Yep.
And some diagrams and stuff. But I think we've covered them all pretty good.
Well, I just want to say that don't forget, guys, to use that promo code. So it's all lowercase. Watches 10, so 10, so 10 with the percentage sign. Watches 10%. Use that in the promo section, and you'll in the code, and you'll get a percentage off. So, anything else that you want to tell us about the that side of things with the whole ordering stuff? Is there anything that we didn't cover on that? Is there anything you want to talk about the ordering of things?
Yeah, so after the 5 devices of each, so we're going to have 5 units of each device first up at the promotional price. And then after that, any units that come out after that, they're going to go out earlier unless they get absolutely hammered, which I don't envision happening. But if I did get hammered, please, I want people to realise that there's a lot of work that goes into them. So there could be up to 14 working day leanway on the next batch of devices.
Yeah.
If they purchase it after these 5, I've got 5 of each on hand, or very close to on hand. But after that, once they go to the regular price, you'll know then that I've run that stock out. And then it's a matter of building the devices. And there's a bit to it. So I just want to have 14 days of grace so that people aren't upset that they're not getting it. And they should turn around a lot quicker than that anyway. But I just want to say that. And then I've got plenty of time then to get things rolling.
So basically what we're just saying, guys, is make sure that when you order this stuff, please allow time for production and shipping. It isn't done in a factory. It's not the hundreds of people putting these things together. It's Shannon and a couple of others that are in their time that they have to be able to put these things together for you. They're made to order. So as you order it, he's 3D printing it. He's putting it together. He's getting all the parts. If he's out of parts, he has to order them. Yeah, everything. So it's all handmade specifically for you. So it's not all, he might have, like you said, he might have 5 that are pre-made, ready to go. So that way if you're lucky enough to get one of those 5, then obviously you'll get it shipped to you faster than having to wait for it to be built. But what he's saying is just allow time for production and shipping, because it is handmade for you, one item at a time. So just keep that in mind. And Shannon, one of the other questions, which I don't think we answered for somebody, with the shipping, someone asked if they ordered, say, a number of devices, do you ship them all at once, like in the one package?
Yeah, I will. So if they order a bunch of them, like somebody's ordered 2 devices in one order, I'm going to refund them 15 or one of their postages.
Okay.
But the only issue I've got with that is that I've got to have it in separate parcels. So for these first 5 guys, the first 5 of each unit, they'll all, if there's someone buying multiple units, I'll combine them right now and I'll refund them their shipping as well. So they've got major savings then. But generally, with the way it goes ahead is that each device is in its own box and it's going to get its own label, and that gets posted on its own. If you buy 2 devices, they're still getting posted out in separate boxes at the moment, just because I'm trying to streamline because my storage facility is not real big, so it's hard for me to have lots of different size boxes on hand and things like that. So they're going to have their product box with their product label. That's going to be wrapped like a present, and then there's going to be a postage label on the outside of that. So it will end up being each item ends up won't be doing combined shipping after these first 20 items, not for a while, until I find my feet a bit and I got a bit more organization and I can start getting different size boxes, because I need to have a box that can fit 2 items. I need to have a box that can fit 3 items.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, it gets complicated then. But these guys here.
Yeah, packaging is a whole different world on its own. I've been there, and it's definitely it's very crazy. One question.
Yeah.
Someone's asked Pocket Watcher. There was so if you were to recommend one of your devices as a starter, which one would you suggest?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the response box now, but I would have originally said to you something I like the best is the static box, just because I think that you're going to get very reliable results from the static box. The most reliable out of all them devices. That's the least easy to get a false reading on. And I think you'll find that when a situation gets very intense, I think you're going to find a fair bit of action from that guy, similar to a REM pod. So that's my spin off of a REM pod. REM pod's looking at capacitance and inductance.
Geez, sorry to cut you off, mate. Before we go, we've gone overtime. We need to reveal Grim.
Yeah, want me to bring him out? I've got him here.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you go grab him and we'll introduce it. So you go grab him. Oh, yeah, you got him. All right, there he is, guys. The Grim Pod. Check him out, guys. This is the Grim Pod. So Shannon's going to explain to you in a second exactly the features that are built into him. But what he is a REM pod with some extra features. So it's our logo, Grim. It's on the hat. He's been brought to life, and he's actually he's in front of his own tombstone. Now, what's printed on the actual front of the tombstone?
So on the front of the tombstone itself, you can't probably quite see it there. Let me turn it this way, see if I can get the light to reflect off it. Oh, wrong way. There is Grim's skull, the round logo. You can't really see it just because of the quality of the video.
Yeah,
on the tombstone itself's got Grim's skull, and then on the side we've got the Grim Pod branding.
The logo, yep. Grim Pod on the side. Look at that, guys. The Grim Pod logo's on the side.
Yep, so it's a regular REM pod in his heart. And then also too, so what I'm going to do is it's going to go off straight away because I'm touching the device. So what I'll do is I'll set it up here.
Yep.
Can you see him? Yeah, you can.
Yep.
All right,
yep.
So I'm going to turn him on and get away.
How cool does he look? How cool does he look, man? That's mad.
So your lights will start in one eye. You got purple, then you got UV as I get closer. There's a UV there, the UV. Then we go further, the UV on the other side lights up. And then as we get a full connection, we get all the lights lighting up. And it sort of goes like a Mexican wave across his eyes, which is the way I wanted it.
Yeah. So as something's further away, just one eye will light up. But if something grabs onto the antenna or is right up close, bang, he's going to scream and he's going to have both his eyes light up, which is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
What's the other things that you've built into him? What's the feature that he's got there?
So that's low battery. At the moment, you can see the red LED. I've got an algorithm, this particularly because of the Thermalman, and I'm getting very complicated with my battery algorithms. Right now, it's calibrating. So when you first turn it on, the red LED will come on. Now, see how it's gone out now, the red LED? Now it's calibrated. And the REM pod's already working right from the get-go. But the other things that I'm looking at behind the scenes through the Bluetooth feed, with that, they're all up and running now. All my algorithms are now calibrated, and the way that the strings are built in the code and all the things that are going to happen have happened now. But if that red light comes back on, once the device is running, you know you got low power, which is going to affect the REM pod. It's going to affect everything. So once that device stays on solid red, you know you should really be replacing the battery, or you should be starting to question your results at least anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But then your other two LEDs, we've got a green LED up the top, up here. I'll just turn it on again. You'll see it intermittently flash. Right now it's still calibrating. See, right then we got a blue LED, which said that there was the temperature. If it's a slow flash, the temperature's rising in the room at the moment. It's sampling, and its last sample was colder than this sample. It will get a slow blue flash. And if our last sample was warmer than this sample, if the temperature's dropping in the room, we'll get a rapid flash like it just did then. Which now I would not say it's reliable, because I got the door open beside me going out on my front veranda, so I've got cool breeze coming in. So I would just totally discount them at the moment. But if I was in a still room and I felt a temperature change and then I seen that, I'd be starting to wonder what the hell's going on. You know what I mean? Like, why is there a temperature change if I can feel it and this senses it? And then the green LED is the same, but it's for air pressure. So if you've got a rise in air pressure, you'll get a slow flash. If you've got a drop in air pressure, you'll get a fast flash, a very quick flash. So, And then if it's flashing quickly, you know, you got rapid drops in air temperature or air pressure, depending on what color LED it is. And if you've got random jumps in air pressure or temperature, you'll see it slowly pulsating. Boom, boom, like a heartbeat at about a heartbeat's pace. And then if your red LED's doing anything weird, and you know you've just put new batteries in it, and you know definitely that you've not got flat or you didn't have flat batteries. If your red LED starts doing weird stuff, that's something to really take note of too, because it means you got electrical voltage fluctuations. And the way that I built the algorithm in these devices, it's not just taking a raw sample of the voltage. It's taking a sample, another sample, another sample, another sample, and it's doing averages, and it's looking at the heartbeat of the voltage, and it's also looking at the average beat of the voltage as well. I call it the heartbeat. So I'm looking at lots of different things with the voltage as well, so that I can see different things that are happening to do with them, because I'm really interested in the electrical side of things. That's where it's all at, in my opinion.
Cindy, in about a week, the Grim Pod will be ready to go for order. So so roughly about a week, we're going to put it up on our group. So anybody that's watching this now or in the future, go to our Facebook group, Night Watchers Paranormal Australia group, and in there, make sure you tick the rules. You know, you agree to the rules. You'll get let in, accepted in. You'll be able to see the posts on there of where when he's going to be out, and also the link to the store to be able to get him. So absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely blown away. And everybody seems to be the same way looking here too.
We got to tell them too, Dan, that it's purple. Where the blue is right now, in production, that'll all be purple. The Night Watch is purple.
Yes, guys, this one that he's showing us right now is a prototype. He's 3D printed it in different colours, but the grey is what's going to be there. The tombstone will be black like it is, but the actual blue area, like you said, is going to be purple. Our Night Watch is purple. So the eyes are actually right. The colours of the lights and everything, they're all right. But like you said, the only thing is that where it's blue, it'll be purple. So that'll be his colours.
Back to the tombstone and the base is going to change.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, Dan. When you first said purple, I'm like, oh, are you sure? I like orange. Now that I've done the renders, but that I've given you guys in purple, I'm like, purple's where it's at. Every step of the way has been a challenge. I'm a very stubborn, I know what I want sort of person, but yeah, working with you guys is cool, because I'm sort of going out of my comfort zone and finding things that I enjoy. Cool.
When
you found that purple, it was exactly the purple we use, and it's like, this is amazing. I remember that. Which purple do you want, guys? Which purple? Oh, look at that. That's our purple.
Yeah, I remember that. You go, one on the left. Oh, sorry, the right, whatever it was. And I said the same one. Yeah, the one on the right. We both said the same thing. Hey, Tammy's got a question.
It still hasn't turned up, that purple. That's another reason why I'm not offering the Grim Pod. What I'm going to do in the next couple of days, I'll probably do a pre-sale on the Grim Pod if people are that worried, because I'm going to work out the numbers with you guys, and we'll do a good discount on the first 5 of them as well. I would like to have made it tonight, but it just didn't come together in time. So I really want to offer the community, if they're using the Night Watchers Paranormal for the Grim Pod, what I'll do is I'll issue 5 coupons that are like a huge discount. We'll give them a real good discount, like $100 off or something like that, just to get 5 of them out there. And so that's what I want to do with that as well.
Oh, sorry to cut you off for a second, Beck. If you're asking for pictures of the Grim Pod, don't use anything that you're going to be given. I will send you the pictures for the Grim Pod. So if you're looking for pictures for Grim, I will do the promotions up for Grim and I'll put that up. So don't worry about the Grim Pod. I've got the promotions sorted for that. If you need the pictures for the gear, people can find that on our Facebook group. I've put them up in a post and all the descriptions of what they do and all the rest of it. I will take care of the Grim Pod promotions and pictures because Shannon is going to provide me the renders and the pictures for that. So at the moment, anything that he's given us at the moment to show us are temporary renders, temporary images. So we will get that sorted. I'll have a post up, a cool graphic, a design, everything advertising the Grim and the reveal. So I've already put a little 10-second video up of the reveal coming. So the next video you're going to see, it's going to be all over TikTok. It's going to be all over Facebook, Instagram. All of it is the actual bang. Here's Grim. This is him. He's available for purchase. Go here, get him. So I will take care of all the promotions. But yeah, if you want to advertise the other, put photos up of the other gear, that's fine. But I'll take care of the Grim stuff. I'm just looking through the things here. Let's have a look.
Might wrap
it's amazing. Everybody's wrapped, dude. Everybody's absolutely wrapped.
Absolutely amazing.
Grim Pod's going to be
a special relationship with Grim.
Hey, what do you think about it?
With him.
Grim Pod's going to be popular. Amazing work, Shannon. Yeah, very much so. I'm looking forward to using it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, me too. Not only is he a REM pod, he's actually a temperature gauge too. So he tells you about the air pressures and the temperature changes in the area around. So absolutely brilliant. And look, how cool does he look? He's not just a circular, thing. He looks kick ass.
It's like the SB11, but only way better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think he's going to.
I've got a couple. I've got an Ovulus. I got similar to an Ovulus code that I'm writing at the moment, and I've got similar. I'm using my devices, but I'm going to be producing something similar to the Necrophonic, but instead of using the sensors in your phone, it's going to use your external sensors, any of our sensors. And I've also got
very much so.
Your dad's having a crack at you. Shan is an extremist nutter, so to say.
He knows what my obsessions are like. When I get obsessed on a project, I'll sit up until 7 o'clock every morning and go to work after I've been working on it until I nut out what I need to nut out.
Yeah. Oh, man. And exactly right, Ange, from Spirit Crew Australia. This is Australian gear, and if people are out there and they're Aussie paranormal investigators or enthusiasts or whatever you want to call yourselves, and you're out there giving this a go and you want to try some real cool Aussie gear, mate, this is it.
One thing I will say is jump on this equipment fast, guys, because it will move very quickly because it is amazing equipment. Just as you've seen tonight, it's legitimate, authentic. So jump on this as quickly as you can because it'll go.
Yeah, definitely.
I just want to say something too, guys. I'm super stoked that you have taken on the gear and you're going to experiment with it. This is exactly what I was hoping would happen. And I feel very welcomed with my gear. I feel like I'm supported and I got great feedback already off you, just with ideation, even with the ideas. And I want to thank the community too for being supportive. Right from the very get-go, I've seen nothing but good, positive, friendly things from your community. It's awesome.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much.
I haven't seen no picky. Yeah.
The thing I want you to do before we wrap things up, Shannon, is just let everyone know again where they can find you. Give us all your socials.
Yep. So what they should do is put HT. If you're going to buy stuff and you're not just visiting, if you're typing in the address and you're not just copying a link off one of the pages, make sure you type in HTTPS, and then we want the two full stops that one above each other. The what are they called? Not semicolons. The other ones, Dan. The two full stops. Yeah. Colons. and then 2 forward slashes so that it makes your connection private. Because if you just go normal www and you're using your credit cards, that's where people get scammed online, is when they aren't using a secure connection on a website. You're better off to go on the Facebook page or on Dan and Pete's Facebook page or somewhere, even if you get in contact with Dan or Pete or myself, or look around, you'll find it, because any link that we post is going to be the secured link. And then
after this,
make your purchases. Yeah.
After this, just letting everybody know, after this live, guys, I will actually go in and put the actual link on our Facebook page and our Facebook group. Do yourselves a favor, secure your connection and use that link specifically, because like Shannon said, if you do it with just the www, you're not using a secured connection, and a hacker could come through and grab your details. So,
especially these days, it's
basically
happening more and more.
Yeah, it's happening more and more. So not only are we giving you great paranormal gear, we're looking after your bank as well. So make sure you use our link on the actual page and the group. I'll have it up after this live. I'll go in, give me a little bit of time. I'll go in and do it, and I'll actually have the link up to be able to go straight to his shop and get it. So not a problem at all. Hey, I just want to say, anybody that has commented on something and we didn't get your comments, Pete and I actually go through the comments afterwards, and I know Shannon will go through and have a read as well on the video, and one of us or all of us or whatever will reply when we can, and we'll get back to you with an answer on your comments. So that's also for people that aren't watching the live now, that are watching it later. We'll get notified when you've commented, so we'll try our best to comment back. But I just want to say thank you to Shannon. What do you want to say, Pete?
Mate, your equipment is amazing, and it's an honour for Dan and I to use it. It's going to get a lot of use out there. I can tell you there are going to be other teams that work with us that are going to want to look at it and want to use it, and we're going to pass your details on so they can get their own equipment like this. But it is an honor to work with you, mate. I think you're just an amazing, talented man, and it's a privilege to use equipment, brand new Australian made. I think it's going to go really well for you globally. Look at the equipment and test it ourselves. Amazing.
I want you to be the face of the equipment. So, I want Grim as well to be the face of the equipment. So it's us. We'll talk about it as us.
Yeah, awesome, man. That's exactly right. We're going to grow together, and we'll do this together. We are honoured and feel privileged to be able to be the face of this equipment, and to be able to put Grim on the gear and to have it as the Grim shop, whatever we decide to call it, whatever. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So at the moment, guys, you'll go to Shannon's actual website, which is the ThinkLab Industrial Design site. But we will eventually, very soon, have a proper Grim store where you can actually go there and buy all this gear and the Grim. Someone's asked, Pocket Watcher's asked too, roughly, do we have an idea roughly where he might be sitting price-wise? Not exactly, but an idea.
Around that $300 mark, I reckon, for Grim. There's a lot of stuff going into it. A lot of time's been spent on the development side of it, and I still want to develop it more. Using the concepts that are with him, there's lots of other fields that I want to go into with that, as well as to the printing time on this guy's like 15 hours, and I got a fairly good fast printer as well. There is some quicker machines out there, but if you were just printing it on one machine, it's 15 hours just in the printing time alone. And I don't know, I think I've done up the numbers. I think there's around about 280 grams of plastic or something like that, and I'm buying good quality gear. Like even the plastics that I buy, I'm buying the best quality, nicest plastics I can get, just because I want these things to last, and I want them to look presentable too when people bring them out into the field. So yeah, I've got to sort of, I was trying to bring it in cheaper than the REM pod, but it's just not possible. They're doing a good job with the REM pod. They're charging a good price for it. You see people talking about how, it's just a thermum and it's this or that. These people don't have any idea. You don't know until you start manufacturing these things yourself. You don't realise how much goes into these things, especially from a consumer perspective. If you're buying something, you're rigging it up on it. If you're putting in a cardboard box and you're just kicking around somewhere in the back of some haunted hotel with your own device, it's not that hard to build them. Once you start doing it from the consumer perspective, there's a lot more to it. There's a heap more to it than that.
Yeah, exactly right. I was talking to Shannon for about an hour and a half, 2 hours last night, and just, mate, how smart he is with and what he actually knows is just next level, absolutely next level. So we just want to say
I'm
once
not
again,
intelligent. I'm just observant, not intelligent.
Yeah.
That's other people's ideas that I've got.
yeah. That's all right, mate. That's all right. No, that's all good. You can be as modest as you want.
Chivalry.
But hey, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been on here tonight. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Shannon, mate. We're going to see a lot more of Shannon. Like I said, guys, I'm going to put the link on the Facebook page and a link on the Facebook group. So make sure you go over and join the group if you haven't already. Make sure you tick to agree to the rules or else you won't get in. And hey, we're looking forward to growing this gear, this Australian awesome paranormal equipment together with the three of us. And you're going to see some cool promos out there with Pete and mine and Pete's faces on it with this equipment. So please get behind it. Please support Australian paranormal equipment and keep in mind that it's not just the equipment, it's the technology behind it. It's the little things that are getting put into there for you, like upgrades and things like that. And it's a small business that we're trying to promote and help. And just get behind it. Help us out. You know, we really want to push this equipment out there to try and make a name in Australia for the equipment. So, Pete,
we want
I'm
to
going to
build
let you
research. Yeah, we want to do research. This is what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly right. Research, exactly. So I'm going to let Pete take us out. I want to say personally, thank you everybody for being here, and we really appreciate it. It's been a magnificent live. Pete, take us out, brother.
On that note, guys, don't forget to please like, subscribe, and share our content. Help us get out there and support this legend over here with his amazing company. But on that note, guys, make sure you do get onto the website, his website, purchase this equipment because I can guarantee it's going to go fast. As soon as paranormal investigators see this in action, they're going to jump on it. So grab this stuff, guys. But on that note, guys, look after each other. We want to thank Shannon for being with us tonight. Thank you, mate. You're a legend. But look after each other, and we will see you all on the next investigation. Take care, guys.
See you guys. Bye.